How to Build Your Dreams, Part 5. Welcome back, everybody. Part 1 was future memories, creating these beautiful memories of your ideal future so that you could feel it, you could live in it right now. That is a very important skill to keep staying on top of. So if you haven't done it recently, go back and do it again. Part 2 was asking the most beautiful question formula, deconstructing how you can get to those future memories. Part 3 was creating a one-page plan, focusing, prioritizing your life, making sure you don't forget the most important things about creating that beautiful life and living it right now. Part 4 is about mentorship. Not only getting mentorship and creating your little campfire of mentors in your head, but also giving mentorship. So as you progress along this journey in life, you're making sure that you pay it forward, you pay it back, because that is what helps you master things. Part 5 today, very important. How do you become unstoppable? So here's the thing to know about becoming unstoppable. Everything always changes. Everything. You've got to be agile. The goalpost of living a beautiful life is always going to be changing. As you do different seasons of life, as you enter different eras, let's say at one point you wanted to make $5,000 a month. That's going to be really great until you've done it a few times. And then you're going to see $8,000 a month, $10,000, $15,000, $30,000, $100,000 a month, $1 million a month. That goalpost will always change a little bit. It may not be financially. It might be that you always wanted to date someone that looked this way or had this kind of a job, and that's going to move. And these goalposts move until we find gratitude for where we're at, and hopefully you get to a point where those things that you have in your life are enough for you to be living a beautiful life now. Now, that's not to be said that you don't want ambition, because in a previous video that I did, we can determine that success is the harmony between ambition and gratitude, or ambition and peace. So really being happy with where you are while still striving to create an even more beautiful life for yourself. And that even more is really important to remember. So let's talk about how do you become unstoppable. So with these ever-moving goalposts, with these giant goals that you might have for yourself, whether that's in business, in health, in love and relationships, in connection, in networking, whatever it is for you, the way that you become unstoppable is don't stop. And then how do you pick something where you'll never stop? The answer is you pick something that is truly inspirational and meant for you. And you will only ever really know that when you have run through so many goals in your life that you've eventually gone, well, f it. I've done so many things. Like this is what it is. The achievement, the process of progress is the goal. And once you can learn that, once you can embody that, you can really understand it by having achieved so much, by being in integrity with yourself, saying I've set many different goals and achieved many different goals. That's when you'll see that this is truly a hamster wheel, the accomplishment train, right? A lot of people don't have the accomplishment train in third world countries. But if you're watching this video, there's a high likelihood that you're on the accomplishment train, and that's why you're watching a series called How to Build Your Dreams. And the answer is you can build anything that you want to build in life as long as you're reasonably physically and mentally and emotionally capable and hopefully stable. You can obviously do it without being stable, but you really do it by picking the right things. I used to tell clients, right, when I was healing injuries, the people that would have success with healing their injuries are the people that wanted to heal. The people that would not have success are people that didn't want to heal. When you pick the right goals, the ones that you can say, I will never stop until I achieve it, you will absolutely achieve it. And that can come from internal or external motivation and inspiration. So the goal is really to pick the right things to go after and to be at peace while you're doing it, knowing that the goal is never the answer or the solution. Don't get me wrong, there are survival goals, right? If you don't have a house over your head, if you don't have enough money to put food on the table, if your health is so bad that living is painful, those are goals that you must accomplish. Once you get past the bare necessities of self-love, health, and wealth, then it becomes the hamster wheel, right? So just make sure that you have those survival necessities, and then you can really focus on thrival necessities. So let's talk about building trust in yourself. At my lowest point that I can remember in my life, I did absolutely nothing for business. I barely worked out. I did just enough to be healthy and to not get re-injured as I was when I was 18 to 21. And I had this calendar that would sit on my wall. And I remember I hadn't done anything for work in about 3 months. And luckily I had built a business that was good enough where I could keep up with all those survival necessities. But it's like that story with the dog that's sitting on the nail. It's not quite painful enough for the dog to move, but it's pretty annoying. And I was in that situation, and I knew I was in that situation. I'd become aware of it, but I was also coming out of, I wouldn't say a depression, but a very, very hard, stressful period in my life. And I said to myself, okay, here's the calendar. I've done nothing. By doing something, it exhausts me so much for business that I'm going to promise to myself to find some level of accomplishment, that I will do one thing every single day, and I will write that thing down on the calendar. And I'm telling you right now, that thing was usually 5 minutes long, but that's how I had to start. I had to do one thing every single day so that I could forgive myself for wasting 3 months of my time, which were honestly well spent healing and recovering from the emotional trauma that I had gone through. But I started writing one thing on the calendar. I'm not even kidding. One day it was form an LLC, which on LegalZoom.com or ZenBusiness.com takes about 5 minutes. And I did that. That was my check mark for the day. Got a little bit of a workout in for the day in my home garage, maybe a 20-minute run, walk thing. And that was my day. But I did that 7 days a week. So one thing per day, 7 days per week. And then as it got better and better, I did more and more. And I tracked it every single day so I could feel good about myself and I could see that I was accomplishing it. And any time where I lapsed, I forgave myself and I started the next day all over again. And after 3 months, I had pretty regular things on the calendar. I was doing business again at, I would say, a low to moderate level. Fast forward all the way to now, almost a year and a half after I started doing that on the calendar, a little bit over a year and a half. And now the assistant that schedules everything for me is warning me to take time for myself during the day to breathe so that I don't drown or kill myself. And believe me, it's only because I would be of exhaustion, but I'm so happy and fulfilled with the life that I've built for myself now and the work that I'm doing that I just schedule so many things in a day and I have so much capacity. But if you were to jump from doing nothing to trying to go into the schedule that I'm in right now, it would completely debilitate you. So you do want to go through all the steps of where you're at now, do one extra thing at a time, then do 2 extra things, and do week by week. For the first 2 or 3 weeks where you're starting something, go slow. Make sure you're going in the right direction. So many times we sprint in a direction, and I'm all for sprinting, but you're going the wrong way. So maybe walk in a certain direction, see if it feels good for you, if it feels right for you. Notice if you have thoughts that are discouraging in your own head, because everybody else, it doesn't really matter what they think or say. It's really what's going on in your own head and in your own heart. And if you can know that that's not the right direction, then you still have time to get back to the right path for you. So go slow at first, pick up speed as you get confident, as you feel better and better. You should feel, assuming there's no negative thoughts in your head, you should feel a lifting in your spirit as you do the right things. You should feel your heart getting lighter as you do the right things. And then you can march faster and faster until eventually you're on a motorcycle, you're on a jet plane, and you're going real fast down the direction of your dreams. And ultimately, living a beautiful life is the goal, but really it's about living it right now and today. So yes, we're going towards building our dreams. Yes, you want to do more and more things, but appreciate what you have right now. When you're training a pet and you want the pet to behave really well, what do? You don't punish it for doing negative things because that makes it scared of you. You positively reinforce it. We know this with children, we know this with pets. It works much better and they love you forever if you reinforce the positive things that they're doing. Your mind and your instincts are no different. Try to recognize in your life at every moment through the day, any time that you do something that is a part of your dream and you're already living a little bit of it now, positively reinforce that, congratulate that, celebrate that. Make time every day to infuse yourself with positive emotion. Whatever you're doing, when you accomplish something good for yourself, like I'm recording this video or doing another one, pat myself on the back. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to celebrate. Alex Hormozi, never skip dessert, right? Make sure that you're celebrating all the things in your life right now that are a part of your beautiful life today and will be a part of your beautiful life in the future. Even if they're way bigger in the future, they're still here today. So whatever the goal is, if the goal is $100 million for the company, well, you know what? We're going to do 20 million this year. That's a fifth of the way there. Congratulations. That's amazing. Consider congratulating, positively reinforcing yourself all of the time, because that is how you get more of what you actually want. Teach your brain, teach your heart to recognize the good things in your life right now, today, as often as possible, because there may not be a tomorrow. So just keep living that beautiful life right now. See you in the next video.